A unanimous guilty verdict handed down today in the Birbal unnatural sex case. It took the 6-woman, 3-man jury a little more than 3 hours to deliberate and return the verdict.
And there were some acquittals, but Birbal is likely to head behind bars. Our Jim Swain was in court today.
After a 45-minute summation by Justice Roy Jones, it took jurors a little more than 3 hours to return 2 unanimous guilty verdicts in the Birbal unnatural sex trial. The 51-year-old Trinidadian and former art teacher at 8 Rock High School showed no reaction to the verdict when it was read. He sat in the prisoner's dock with his head down as if writing. The only time he did look up was when Justice Jones informed him that he would return to court on May 9th at 10 a.m. for sentencing. When asked if he understood, he responded, "Yes, sir." With that, he left the court. Birbal faced 2 counts of unnatural sexual intercourse with a former student for incidents that occurred between January and June 2002, while the victim was in the 7th grade, and again when the victim was in the 9th grade between September 2003 and January 2004. On those occasions, the victim testified about a sexual encounter following an after-school project when he was sexually assaulted, and again in Birbal's car in Bushes in Deadman's Reef. During the case, the prosecution called 4 witnesses while the defense called 1. Birbal did not testify. However, it was stressed that Birbal had nothing to prove and the prosecution would have to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Outside of the court, Birbal's attorney, Ramona Farquharson Seymour, provided this breakdown on all of the charges against her client.
He was charged with 6, he was acquitted of 4, but he was found guilty on 2 of those charges. So, again, whereby he has expressed his gratitude in terms of that, it's still, obviously, he is quite shaken by it, that he would have been convicted on those two counts.
Farquharson Seymour said her focus now is the issue of sentencing, since Birbal would have been on remand at least since 2009.
The changes that have come in place now, certainly custodial sentence, and that's why I'm saying I certainly have to look at the report that the probation officer, social services officer will prepare, and then also look at the time that he's already served, and obviously plead with the judge to give him as little time as he possibly can.
It's unclear if Birbal will appeal at this time. A probation report will be completed ahead of sentencing, which is set for May 9th. Until that time, Birbal will remain behind bars. Jim Swain, ZNS Network News.